What's up guys, thanks for tuning in to my latest video, the life of a jobbing plumber. Jobs from my working week that I think you'll either find interesting or you'll learn something from. So this week's video, I've got a new tool that I got to play with, and I say new tool because I went to Monument Tools and they showed me it there and I took one away with me because I thought it was good. It's actually been out for 4 years. So I used it on a job. When I posted this on my Instagram, people went crazy for it. So see what you think. If you've already got one, let me know. But if you think it's a good idea, they do sell them in, I think, Toolstation for about 25 quid. Or if you've got a local independent merchants, like I've got Poachins, they're under the Instinct range of tools that Monument make for the independents. So you can probably pick one up from your local merchants. But see what you think when you've seen the video. And then I've also got a job I did with Marcus, which is a combi swap, but slightly more involved than a normal one because we rear pipe it and a couple of things go wrong. So hopefully you'll enjoy that video. Last thing to say before I go, I'm doing my last marathon this weekend in Istanbul. ECA Boilers are sponsoring me to do the Istanbul Marathon. So I'm going there on Friday to do that. Really looking forward to that. It's the only marathon in the world where you run from Asia to Europe over a bridge. And that's my last marathon this year. So once I've done that, I can kind of relax on the running training and concentrate more on doing some YouTube videos. Hopefully get one out every Sunday between now and Christmas. As always, guys, thanks for the support. Subscribe to my channel, liking the videos, it means a lot. Sponsored by Velocity Pro Gear Tool Bags and Power Tool Mate. I'll link both of those in the description to the video. Hope you enjoy it. Bit of a cool job today. In the middle of Leicester at Grace Road at the cricket. That view. So today's job, we're changing these radiators, me and Glenn. Obviously they're ridiculously long. I think that's 2.7 meters. There's 4 of them. Another one there, another one there, another one at the end. So we're swapping these. Well, it was Baltic in here this morning, but the sun's come out, so it's quite warm in here now. So, status update. We have removed the 4 radiators, brought the new ones up. So what I've done, I've measured 5 inch, 54 inch and 101 inch. That's the center of each of these brackets. So there's one there, 5, 54, 101. It's a 2.7 meter rad. So then I've just measured 2.7 meter as the center between the 2 pipes and marked 5, 54, 101, and then I'm just banging each bracket on. The laser height is basically 10 inch from the top of the rad to the bottom of the bracket. Gives me clearance of that little sill. And you can see there's a bit of a lip there. So that gives me clearance off that. So the laser line is the bottom of the bracket, 10 inch off. So the height of the radiator is going to fit nicely, and that's going to be the same for all of them. So I'm just going to take these measurements now, take my laser level, set it up 10 inch from the top of that lip, and then just bang all my clips on, and then we're just going to hang all the rads, and then we're going to fuck about the pipework afterwards. And the reason I say fuck about, because the old would have been imperial size rads, these are all going to be slightly bigger. So it was either going to be a lot smaller and have to have tail extensions in, or go slightly bigger and all the pipe work. Obviously it's Glenn's job, he chose to go bigger. So hang all the rads and then mess about with the pipe work. That's about it so far. Right, so that's the first rod on. Now just one thing to say, so when I measured this, I went from the center of the 2 pipes. So that's where the center of the rad was before, which is the center of the wall, or well, center of the window. Now what we could have done is moved it to, say, connect that pipe, and then only had to alter the 1 pipe at the end. But personally I think that looks worse. Obviously it's less work because you can pipe straight off that pipe into your rad and only have to alter that one. But when you look at it, you've got 1 straight and 1 bent. So for me personally, and this is just me, I've put it in the middle, so then both of these will have the same, an elbow and a bend up into the valve, and they'll both look the same. I personally think that looks better, but if you want to save time and save labour messing about, you could have just set that to be in line with one of the pipes, either that side or that side. Just hold one. Right, so I normally use an olive splitter, so I would pull the nut down, split the olive and pull it off. But I went to Monument Tools on a factory visit a couple of weeks ago and they showed me this, which is their olive puller. So it's got a 22mm and a 15mm adapter on it. And you also get this, so you can do it with your hand, just turning it. But they've added this on the end so you can put a drill on it. So the way it works, let me just set the camera up so you can see the whole job. If you can see that. So you just pop that on and then you tighten your nut onto it. You set it back a bit. And just get your drill, pop it on there. So just get that started on there and then drill in forward and it should pull the olive off. Like that. Pretty good. So this side we've got these old-fashioned valves where basically the thread is on there, there's no nut, there is still an olive on the pipe. It goes on like that and tightens on. So I said to Glenn, we probably can't use this because obviously that's a thread and a thread. But he reckons if we use this adapter, I think we put that on there. Let me set this up. Okay, like that. I don't know if this is going to work. Awesome. So you can take them off as well. I don't know if that's how it was designed. It probably was. But when I spoke to them about it, they told me this was just the 22mm adapter, but that's took the olive off there as well. So that's pretty cool. Right, 4 rads all done and piped up. Now, little update for you. I messaged Monument and asked them if what we did with this to get this nut and olive off that is what it was designed for, and they said no. So basically, fluked it. We've made up a new feature for it. So basically this is the adapter to do 22mm nut and olives on normal pipe. What we did was we tightened that onto that, so like that. I'll do one hand. Alright, it's just started to go, he says. Anyway, we tightened that onto there and left half of that thread showing, and then this bit down into the other half. Oh god, it's so difficult with one hand. For fuck's sake. So basically that then down into there, screwed that in, and that's how we did it. So the radiators are upstairs in this building here, and while I've been doing that, Glenn has been down here. You filmed most of this for YouTube, haven't you?
Yes, mate.
So I will add what Glenn filmed in, but he's just trying to get the power on now so we can turn it on.
Look, 2 bar.
2 bar pressure.
2 bar pressure, not 1 leak. Boom. That's what we like.
There was one I thought was going to leak upstairs, and that was the only one that was absolutely perfect. So a couple of nuts needed nipping up.
Ooh.
This is my new pen pot, which is a cat, and it looks very much like my cat. What do you reckon? Billy? Billy, look at the camera. Spitting image, I reckon. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was Tradeify. So, you can have members of staff on Tradeify, and then you can assign them jobs, and then you can see them on the dashboard map where their jobs are for the day, where they actually are working. My staff members, as I'm a one-man band, is just me, but if you wanted to add someone else to it, You can set them up, name, email, phone number, give them access permission. They have their own colour, their own billing rate. So if you've got someone who's more qualified on your team or like an apprentice, you can change their hourly rate. So then when you put a job onto Tradify, you can assign it to that member of staff. So if you've got more than one person working for you, it's great for that too. So if you want to check out Tradify, you can do job management, send invoices, quotes, gas certificates, oil certificates, all kinds of forms on there, not just for plumbers, electricians, any trade really. You can click the link in the description of the video and use B Plumber and you will get 50% off for the first 3 months.
Good morning, folks. Right, we are here at Leicester County Cricket. We've got these old Hamworthies to take out, and we're going to be putting a couple of new high efficiency condenser boilers in. We've already had the asbestos flues removed. They were meant to encapsulate the ceiling, so I've requested the results on this ceiling before we commence any further, but I'm not going to touch the ceiling, and we are outside, so I'm not overly concerned about that at the moment. So this is going to be a full strip out, full control upgrade, because I don't think an old time clock like that is particularly efficient. I'm going to put a new lever valve in for the gas so we can test locally. Yeah, a complete transformation. So stay tuned and we shall show you what we get up to. It may be old, it may not quite be to regs, but I tell you what, old style electrics just last forever. Can't beat it. So I'm going to strip right back, new fuse spurs in, and then I'm going to make way for a new controller to run the boilers when they're in. 100% certain what that timer is, whether it's a pump overrun or something like that. Yeah, let's get it ripped out. Right, we've got the cases off, draining down now. Remarkable thing is, water quality, absolutely spotless, which is good news. Asbestos men has been out, and indeed the ceiling was AIB, whatever it's called, and he's encapsulated that and labelled it, so that's all safe, which is great. Electrics all ripped out. Gas is cut in, tested and capped. So next part is to finish the draining on this, and I can get these out. That will then give me a blank canvas. That pump's going to come out. You can see on the bottom of the pump that's starting to leak. So as part of this we said we'd change the pump anyway because we don't know how old that is. So yeah, get in there. So, boiler on the right is gone. Pull the flow out. In pieces, quite happy. So by the end of today I want a blank canvas, the old fill, which is this one here, that's going to be converted to main, so I can put a microfill 3 in here. I'm going to seal the system, the vent won't be required anymore, and then the top pipe there is the flow, and that's the return. So I'm going to keep this all tight down this side, move the boilers over to the right, cut that back there, get rid of that pump. I've got blank canvas today, so I can start bringing the new equipment over tomorrow. So gas is over there. I'm going to leave that in that position, quite like it, handled near to the front of the plant room, and then I'm going to come down, reduce down where needed. Electric's all gone. So yeah, we are getting there. Alright, both boilers are gone. Let this dry out overnight, get it all swept up tomorrow. All split down, cordoned away, and then tomorrow we can crack on and get the new boilers in. Right, there we go. Blank canvas. It's always great when you have a complete empty room to start with. Start day 2, let's see how we get on. The beauty of doing a commercial Cascade is you can make things happen quite quickly. So the first job is to build that frame up. Just several bolts together, and then that automatically gives you your hanging bracket for the boiler. So number 1 boiler is up, I'm just going to start getting this frame fixed down so we've got no movement. It's all square and level. It's got to be level for condense runs and things like that. I'm going to get these feet fixed down now so it's completely secure, and then we can get the other boiler on, and then it's a case of then adding the connection sets and pumps. This is going on to a low loss header on the end here, and I can pick up the primary circuit here. So we've got 2 boilers up on the wall now on the frame, and I just want to show you this. This is the Wiesmann pipe connection set. So how this works is it connects the flow return, but the waterways are separated. So we look down here, it flows at the top, returns at the bottom. So when the pump pumps, it pumps up through the return, pumps out on the flow, and this boiler will have exactly the same. So all the waterways will come through and join, and then there'll be a splitter piece here with 2 flanges, and then that will connect my pipe work up to the return. Really neat and compact solution. I've been doing these for a couple of years now. I really like them. Good. Right, calling it a day for today. I need this splitter for the end here, so that will join my flow and return on. So I'm waiting for that. Tomorrow we'll bring more electrics. I've got back here. The earth on this is a part of the conduit, so I need a lug in there to join that. I've brought electrics over here. I'm going to do a series of few spurs for the Cascade controller, boilers 1 and 2, and pressurization unit, which is going to go over here, and I'll get a lead out as well for the pump to go on the flow up there. So yeah, I'm getting there. Sorry about the noise. Cricket guys are all hoovering all the leaves up. What a transformation so far. Monday morning arrives with me carrying on. I wasn't here on Friday due to a couple of breakdowns coming in, and the weather was atrocious, so I got absolutely drenched. So from where I left off, microfield's on the wall. I'm going to get that plumbed in later. I'm going to put a T in on the return just here to come across and in, and then I'll also T out and put an expansion vessel here. Pumps on, so I'm just waiting for a couple of male lines so I can get that connected to that flow at the top. Wiring has progressed, so that's all looking good. Got a light switch in there as well. I'm going to mount that light later. Just need a stuffing gland because I've run out. So yeah, not much has happened since last time I was here, but I'm going to get cracking today, and we should make a resounding start to a finished article then. Time for a little update where we are on this job. All the pipe work's complete now, and we're filled and at pressure up to the valves. Peter's upstairs doing the radiators. Expansion vessel and filling loop are in. Got a service valve in there. Drain pointing to the door. Pressurise it to the correct amount. So now it's the fun part. Get all the wiring done. So I'm going to start on that now. Able to things up. I'm not losing my wires. Get this done now. All into the Cascade controller. Thought I'd give you a little update where I am. I've done an update for a little bit. Now got lights on, as you can see, it's always nice. So we've got the boilers connected, got the pump, flow returner now connected. I've got a rather nice pressure and temp gauge fitted there. Got a couple of lever valves in so we can isolate the system so I can fill up in here before filling the radiators. Gas is done. Unfortunately I didn't have a T for the end. I was going to put Birch point there. I didn't have another T, which is a bit frustrating. But yeah, the cold is connected. Outlet to the press set is connected. I've got an expansion vessel arriving, which I'm going to go into here, down. Vessel's going here. Flues are done. Looking smart. And then I've just got the electrics to finish off. I've got a socket connected now, which is great for the battery charger. Yeah, we are now making really good progress. Just the condense to put in. Now, some are going to love this, some are going to hate this. But with the condense, we've just got the overflow to put into the boilers. With the condense, I've put a little stab in for the Spirotech. The magnet does slide off and out that gap. Rather than getting a bucket and a hose, blast it straight down the drain. I've just got I need a black M&F elbow down there. Unfortunately, there's a drain pipe in the way the other side, so I have to go around it. But yeah, thoughts on that. I've done it before on the Spirocross. Low loss header, just makes life easier on maintenance. Other than that, nearly there. Just the radiators to do inside, and ready to fill and fire. So I got the few spurs in. They're connected to my boilers. I'm just starting to wire the Cascade controller, and I thought I'd just show you this. I'm just going out of this communication here, which is the KM bus for Wiesmann. It goes to boiler 1 first into this little module. So we go in there and then out there, and that comes in on this side. And that's how the boilers communicate with the Cascade controller, and it can tell which boilers come on first, and we can rotate the boilers on and off to be efficient and to rotate them for kind of helping their age and time them so they swap over and share the load. So I'm nearly there with wiring. I haven't got any plugs for the power, so I've reused the Wiesmann lead that come on it, and I just joined them with these new Wagos that I use. Well, they're not Wagos, they're a copy. They're really good. Good morning. Right, today should be the final day. I'm at the cricket club with loads of the jobs going on. I've managed to get back and get this one wrapped up. So I've just got to do the common flow sensor, which I've got taped on there as a test. I've just got to do the outlet to the microfill. I'm just commissioning up the boilers. So as part of doing this, as obviously we're on a Cascade controller, I need to tell the boilers that they are part of a Cascade, which I've done here. Number 2 means it's on a multi-boiler system, and then this is going to be boiler 1, and I've just gone into the wrong setting. There we go. And this is going to be boiler number 2. So that's now saved, and up here we can see we've got boiler 1 and 2. 1 is in solid white, which means it is on and has a call, and number 2 is in like a darker grey, which is not required at the moment. Common flow temp at the moment is 41. System's going to be running about 10-15 minutes. And then if we go into information, we can see outside the temperature is about right. And then what I will be doing is I'll be setting up the curve for the weathercom. Now we do need to be quite high on this, and the reason we need to do that is because in the ladies and gents toilets we've got a radiant system with a bit of pipe, so we need to get that to a decent temperature. So that's about 40 now. It's not quite there, so I need to get these nice and warm. Other than that, we're not far off. I've just got the outside sensor cover to pop on. Just wired that. Condenses into the drain now, and I did change the elbow to black because no one believed me I was going to do so. Yeah, we're about there. Just a few little finishing touches. Get some lagging on this afternoon. I think we'll be about there. So there's a few of these convector heaters on site here, and they'll work, not too bad. I went to check the filter and they are absolutely hideous. So I said, well, when I get the boilers done, I'll give these a clean out. They should work a lot better. But very simple how these work. I've got power into the fan, got flow return going in to a radiator, and then these fans here just blow across it and come out on the outlet and return air at the bottom. Very simple but very effective.
Right guys, just a quick one. This is a new product. This is a prototype, but I've been trying it out for the last 3 weeks or so. And it's an alternative to head torch. So if you don't like head torches, this is going to be great for you. So it's a flexible, sort of elasticated band. It keeps its positions, whatever position you put it in. You wear it around your neck, and it enables you to illuminate what you're working on. So if you're putting them down in front of you, it's illuminating what's in your hands. If you're working on a boiler in front of you, you can point them in front of you, or you can do one of each, depending on what you're working on. There's 2 settings, low and high. Low will last you 10 hours, so all day if you're working on boilers all day, or roof spaces, underfloor, stuff like that. If you've got it on high, it will last 2 hours. high I use when I'm running, so it's good for running as well. Some people don't like wearing a head torch because they get sweaty, they bounce about a bit, sometimes they don't fit on your head. Or if you're a teenage plumber or you're an apprentice plumber, you probably don't want to wear one because it ruins your hair. I understand, I get it. So I think you might love this. Now, the reason I'm showing you this now is because they're on pre-order. As I say, it's a prototype, but if you pre-order it in the Halloween sale that ends tonight, if you've still got time and if you're watching this before it ends, use PB25, you'll get this at a pre-order price and a free pen torch as well. But yeah, I think this is great. Make your own mind up, but if you want one, they're in the sale on pre-order. Anything else you buy on Unilight, always use PB25 because you'll get 25% off. And when they do sales, you get more off. And also you get a chance to win stuff like that. I think you can win an Xbox One, not One, what's the new one called? Series X. And like I say, with this one, you'll get a free pen torch. Sometimes you get a free knife. Just, yeah, always use PB25. Cheers, guys. Caught him doing what he does best.
With Yorkshire tea bags.
Good, he learnt his lesson. Trying to get me Tetley. So, today's job, system boiler swap. I've got this Ideal ICOS. Just tell us what was wrong with it, mate.
So basically, flue seals was leaking, which you still see is wet there. Heat exchanger leaking, it's well wet down here. It's just had loads of problems with it since it's been in. But amazingly, it's still got the original PCB. Wow. How's that happened?
I'm having that. So that's coming out. Obviously, the pipes go up the back. So flow and return go up the back. This pipe here, well, this one's the gas. Obviously condensed PRV. We've got an extra pipe there. We were wondering what that was. That's the filling loop. So that tees in just there on the flow, and then comes down under the cupboard because that's where the filling loop is.
Is it that one? Yep, that one.
So that's why I've got an extra pipe. So because the pipes go up the back of this boiler, when we take this one off and put the new one on, we need the pipes to go on the back. We're fitting a valent. So because you can't rear pipe that, we need to have the standoff kit, which is that kit there, which we need to build up. So we'll show you that. So that's going on the wall. And then the challenge we've got, we need to get our MB3 dirt separator and our RV2 air separator in. Hopefully we're going to get them above, but it's going to be tight. If we can't get them above, you might remember me and Marcus did a combi 6 months ago where we put the filters at the bottom, we brought the pipes down and then went back up. We might have to do that, but if we can, we're going to try and get them above. And we've got a kitchen tap to swap. That's today's job. So I've got the boiler off the wall, that's outside now, bleeding to death. Then we're just cutting out the pipes. You can see there where they go up behind the boiler in that channel. We need to get that frame off the wall basically, so we're just cutting them out of the way. And once we've got that all off out of the way, we'll get the template stuck on the wall, and then we'll work out if we think we can get these in. Nice. It's a bit of plywood.
Hide the holes.
Someone's absolutely smashed a hole in the wall with a hammer look. What have they done that for?
Just to hide what bit of pipe works in the wall.
Why they smashed the wall out? Right. So they could solder the gas or something?
Yeah, new build.
New builds for you. Okay, so now that's out. Got the centre line of the flue there, so when we offer our template on, we're going off the centre of the flue off that line. So some of us smashed the wall out with a hammer and stuck a bit of hardboard in there to cover the hole. But we've got the condense goes there, and that's the gas pipe, not protected. It's new builds for you.
And the drip onto here, which shows you a no power fault to the boiler. It's actually where the terminals wear, or these rust away. So that's obviously the power.
Yeah.
You can see where that's had. There's a few drips on it. So yeah, that goes on there. So you think you've got no power.
It's not, it's just shorting out on that.
Shorting out on that. It's one for the guys, just to keep their eyes on.
Right, So that's our template on the wall, leveled down the middle of the boiler, and it's measured from the centre of the cupboard, so that's bang in the middle. There's our centre flue line in line with the fall of the flue, and that's got us down as low as we dare take it. So now all we need to see is that was the highest that can go is there, and that gets us above the boiler, so that one's going to be fine. And then the MB3, which is, let's hold it this way, like that, that's the lowest that can go is probably there, which means we're just going to get that one as well, which is good news. Now the only thing I've not thought about is actually that can that go sideways so we can get the flue past it?
Yeah. Could come this way, couldn't it?
How do you mean?
Oh,
That's going to hit the flue.
Way. Keep going right round.
Oh, like that?
Yeah. Well, matter does it, because the flue's going outside.
Yeah, I've got to think about the flue, but hopefully we'll get them in.
Got to get it flushing it, that's right.
Right. So these are on plastic above, so there's loads of play, move. So that's going to make our job a bit easier. And we'll obviously have to patch those holes up before. They're the original holes, they were filled with some plaster.
I've got one job I need you to come and look at.
Yeah.
I fitted I've told you, a boiler for a customer, and it's banging. Me and Zach took a heat only out,
Yeah.
floor standing heat only out, fitted a wall mounted heat only
Yeah.
in the cellar. All the controls and everything are next to the boiler. They keep banging on the two ports. Swap the two ports. Swap the auto bypass.
Yeah.
I don't know what else it would be.
What 2-port is it?
Danfoss.
So just sweat the gas off, PRV off. The condense is behind here. It's snapped off because it was brittle. So I've just pinged this tile off. They've tiled on top of tile. So now I've got to get this bit of tile out so we can get onto that condense pipe. And I'm going to have to put it all right. Just one of them things. There she is.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Right in the down.
Yeah. Dip tap.
Just checking if this is the right shade of green.
When that slips away, another socket. Just completely buried in the dab.
Yeah, well, it's a good job we're good. Yeah.
Well, we'll work out how to get that off now. Probably multi-tool it straight down there and try and snap this socket off and then get onto the pipe. Just don't have to take any more tiles off. That's a right ball ache. So just glued a new socket on that. Now we can come out of that.
Just added a half hour onto the job. So I'm just about to solder. This is going to be on the flow side. It's got a drain cock there. Pipe vise, same place as the pipe cleaning tools for the drill bits. LHP supplies Lavender Plumbing. If you want one, I think I've mentioned this before, but they used to make these out of cast iron. You could only get them from America. This one's an alloy version, so it's really light, but they actually sell them in the UK from Lavender. So if you want one of these, I don't think they've got a website, so you have to go on their Instagram, which is LHP Supplies, if you want one. Right, so the boiler's on the jig. Just measuring the food, that's not get it out of the way. So we've got the air separator and the dirt separator in, lined up quite nicely. There's bags of room behind the flue to get to them, so that's fine. So Marcus is just cutting the flue now. Yeah, it's only, what time is it? 20 past 12. We've already had 2 tea breaks, so we're doing all right. Right, so Marcus is commissioning, and I am going to do the kitchen tap while he's doing that.
New benchmark.
So I've got my Tabex kit. Took the door off and the shelf out to make it easier. I think this has got extra long flexible tails from there, so it should be nice and easy. Just got the 11mm socket on the ratchet, and I'll leave the camera about there. So that's that off. The flex is disconnected off the ISO valves, and then the tap. Just double flex.
I'll beat a double ender.
It's the old tap. Obviously had tap connectors on. It went straight onto service valves. The new tap flex has got a non-return valve built in, which hasn't got a tap connector on it, so we've got to now adapt from that to the service valve under the sink somehow, or take the service valve off and just put a nut and olive on there straight onto the pipe. It's new tap in, I've just got to tighten it up. Same again, it's 11mm. Just feel that tap, mate. Just feel that tap.
Hold it.
Hold, just feel it, see if it's tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit tap there.
Right, so that's hot connected, that's that one there. This is our cold, so you see we've got a service valve. They don't line up. Can't get that onto that. So what we need is 2 nut and cone and a tiny bit of 15mm copper to go between the two.
Brass. What did you want? Do you want chrome?
Well, it's chrome under there.
Is it? Oh, give us a minute then.
Outfit you're running. Trying to get away with that. Not on my watch, mate. That's better. So you see I've got my 15mm compression olive, and then the same on flex, and then I just tighten them up, and that's it.
pressure is unreal. Let's try it. Put that together and we're done. So we're doing the flush now. I'll show you how we've connected the thorough flush above the boiler. So we've taken off our MV3 and our RV2 air separator and using these flushing adapters connected one on that side and one on that side. The boiler's isolated so it's not going through the boiler. So now we're flushing the system from here using the thorough flush. You've probably seen this before, you might have just watched the live video we did, but basically we connect on the cold mains, we run through a non-return valve, pressure reducing valve. Because we've got 5 bar incoming mains, we've reduced that down to 2 bar. So now we're pushing 2 bar mains pressure water into our thorough flush unit, and then we're going through at the minute port A, which is going this way around the system, and then coming back through port B and then out to the drain. And we're running it over a magnet to see what debris we get out. And then we're doing one radiator at a time, so all the rads are shut off in the house apart from the one that we're flushing. Once we've satisfied that the water's running clear, we then reverse the flow. So now we push it through. Oh shit! Shit! Why is it so fast through port B?
It's just where it builds up the pressure, isn't it?
Through port B, so now it's going that way and coming back this way until that runs clear. Hopefully reversing the flow picks up some more out of the system. That's what we're doing today. So this is the rad we're doing now. You can actually hear.
Is it bathroom rads are always the dirtiest? No matter where you are, it's always the dirtiest rads.
Quite a bit on that one. Chunk just floated past there. A bit out there. So dipped our pH indicator strip in the water that we're pushing the system with, and then we've got this chart here. So if we run this along, you can see I would say it's somewhere between 6.8 and 7. It's not that dark. And then if we look in the manufacturer's instructions, checking the quality of the heating water, check the pH value of the removed water. If the value is below 6.5 or above 8.5, clean the installation and retest it. So we're bang on in the middle of there, somewhere around 7 I reckon, so it's good. Right, so that's us done the flush now. So we've turned the cold mains going in off. Isolated the 2 butterflies above the valves, so now we can drain what water contents in the hoses out, put our filters back on, open them back up, open the isolation valves on the boiler, and then we'll refill the system, well, repressurise it because it is full of water. Put it back together, then we'll test it. So just put the hose now on the drain off there. So we're draining basically from there down, and then that's clearing what's in these hoses as well through here.
If I can.
Start. If I can do this with one hand.
quite a distance.
It bloody is.
Yeah. 50 valves.
So that's the flushing adapter, which looks pretty much the same as the filter.
Just take it off here. They're the cam locks, obviously come with a split pin or clip, so they can't shoot off while you're pushing. Yeah, you've just got an O-ring in there to make you seal.
You can buy these off the Spirotech website. If you've got a rep, just speak to your rep and he'll sort you some out. And this can go back on here. If I can do this with one hand, it'll be a miracle. So that's those both back on. Is the drain off shut?
No.
Okay, shut this. So shut that drain off and then open those two valves back up, and then that's the boiler connected back onto the system. Two. Dosing via the filling loop. So that's pretty much done. Obviously with the disaster with the tile, that's all sorted. It was my fault. Sorry, Marcus.
I'll forgive you this once.
So just close the cupboard door. You can hardly tell we've been, apart from two big filters.